Do I see myself with just one person for the rest of my life? So, how important as parents should we model? Who know what petit no fait bon mariage? Get someone qui pas marié because of a lot of reasons.
Listen, what I need to say too is marriage is not perfect.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Even all the things that we're saying doesn't mean like our marriage is the top notch and it's perfect. Marriage is work, going back to the drawing board and communicating. Like for us, the word D was not in our vocabulary, but for me, I have 3 girls. One thing that I need to put out there, if they're being abused, I'm coming back to get my kid. If they're being like, asked to do things that are against the will of God or what God has said, I'm getting my kid back. Just bring her back.
I'll be right there with you.
No questions asked. That's right.
The team, see that?
Yeah.
But it's not always perfect. But the thing is, I want my girls to see that if you put the work in, you can have a successful marriage. There is love. There is marriage is like God tells us he is coming back for his bride. It's a beautiful relationship when it's done right.
Wow.
When it's done with commitment. He says we are his bride. So he shows us this is what it looks like. Like the church is my bride. I'm coming back to get my bride. So it's a beautiful relationship. Like he alludes us to being married to him. So marriage is beautiful. Marriage, when you have a friend, when you have a partner, someone you can experience life with, someone I love taking trips. Oh, I can take trip with my partner. I can go eat with my friend. Like when you guys are friends, it's the bonus and the cherry on top. Yeah.
Probably que mariage commencé dans jardin d'Eden. And God started it. It's a beautiful thing.
And anything God created, we know
it's good.
All we have to do is put God first.
Yes, right.
And then include him in your marriage. And everything will be alright. I'm songe que nous pas de gain monde qui te conseiller non. So we did everything. I think God showed us everything.
Wow.
Nous toujours t'a conseillé au monde si un counselor. Tendez un pasteur. Listen to monkey experience before you engage in marriage.
And we counsel young couples who want to get married. We counsel them. And we've done counseling with young couples and they don't get married.
Yeah.
So you would think oh, that's a failure. They don't get married. To us, that's success that they are seeing up front. Oh, these are the things that I will not be able to deal with once I get married with you. So I don't think we should get married. But it's good to do beforehand so that you don't go into a marriage then you're learning, we're seeing finances differently. We're seeing raising children differently. We have a different view of God. We have different view of life. So it's better to see upfront before than get to a marriage and then you regret a lot of things.
And I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't even have to bring that up because we hear that too. I didn't grow up to see this. I didn't grow up in the marriage. I didn't see my parents being married, and the information is there. You have to go and get it.
Right.
We have to think of the lifetime commitment. If I'm gonna spend the rest of my life with somebody, I'm gonna have fun.
Yep, that's right.
And I think we need to emphasize that, especially in the church. I hear there's so many things happening now.
Yeah.
No, ladies haitian, what do you think we can do better? Pastor, comment nous ka aider jeunes yo k'ap grandi dans communauté haïtien? Because one thing moi men dans l'église moi, nous toujours pas quelque différentes activités. Sou parle là-dedans ou même qui parle, right? But I sometimes feel like visiting other churches, we may lack some of these things. What can we do better in our community?
Parce que ça nous besoin, c'est, like you said, be part of, have little groups qui parlent de mariage. Il y a un monde qui a expérience, qui vient, qui parle de mariage, qui parle de comment nous gagner une vie ensemble, qui est mieux. Et puis après ça, it's all about communication. Donc, pour nous communiquer, pour nous passer expérience là, by chaque grand monde chaque grand jeune, pour nous dire comment la vie est, comment la vie mariage est, et puis pour nous settle. But c'est où là que ou pas jamais dire they're just like running to marriage. Et que folie la jeunesse pour te aller, and then they're married for 2-3 weeks. Après ça, les abdomen, mon cap gonflé. Oh my God, this is not what I settled for. Et puis que faut que connaître ça d'avance. Ou pas qu'à marier, ou pas qu'à dormir, ça ou pas marier. So I mean, c'est ça qui fait que nous devons, c'est une conversation nous devons. We talk about it. It's a fair, in church we need to have groups, that small groups that talk about that, not only one day, all the time. All the time.
And that's the reason we started our own podcast, because there are some things that are taboo. And there's some things that, at church, we don't get to talk about. Like, we're in service, maybe we go and get the service and then we leave. But there's certain things about life that we need to hand to the next generation so that they know, oh, if they navigated this, then I can navigate it. It's the small groups, like Pastor Fofo was saying, but it's also educating the young people. You don't have to be afraid of this. These are the things that you're going to face. These are the things that had happened to me. We made it through. These are the ways you navigate this. So they don't have to be afraid of marriage, because it's a beautiful thing. God created it. But also educating them. These are the things that you'll find.
And I like that. That's so true, because I hear, because of my field, I've seen that. And I'm like, man, I'm missing out. Like, you just have to make sure you're around the right people. And I love how you guys brought the small groups, because a lot of the time I'm pas comfortable my parler business but c'est notre small group or so avec on couple, for me too, we do that. Like, my husband and I, sometimes we go out with younger couples.
That's right.
But I will say, you guys have to reach out to us. I'm not gonna go,
That's right. Look for
I'm always ready for brunch. Trust me, especially a couple's night out. Yes. But you have to be able to go there, because a paquet bagay we think we're by ourselves, and that's not what the mindset is. So that's really
and
good.
One day we're thinking even about having like couple conferences and things like that. Those things will help the community, I think.
We went to the 5 love languages by is it Chapman?
Gary Chapman.
It was such a beautiful conference.
We've done it
like
too.
One day. And we learn, and that's another thing. One day, you always find something you learn, right? So that maybe that's what it is. How can we keep the love alive? Because we don't keep on on paper.
It's true, but they're not really together.
They're not together. So how do we keep, especially the community haitienne, qui conseille nous capable by communauté? Comment nous ka kembe mariage nous? Not just marié, but how do you have fun in your marriage? How do you keep it good? I
look at
gentlemen first.
I could go. I mean, for me, how we keep it good and alive, we date one another. Okay, we take that time for dating. I've learned, like you've brought up Gary Chapman, I've learned what my husband's love language is, so that I could do those things for him. Like,
what you don't have to say it now.
No, I'm not going to say it.
Okay, good.
Should I say it?
No,
okay.
No.
I know, right? So I know his love language. I'm not going to love him the way I want to love him. I want to love him the way he wants to be loved. So learning what my partner's love language is important. So I provide to him what his love language is. We date one another. We take time together. he knows the things that I like, and so he does it for me. So it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be like, there's certain things that I like. I come home sometimes, I sit on the couch, I'm watching TV, my husband's rubbing my feet. Yeah. Those are like, oh my God, quality time. And he's like massaging my feet. I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. That's what life is about. Yeah. And you know, the world, there's so much going on in the world. You need a refuge. Yeah. Your husband, your partner needs to be your refuge. They need to be the person you come home to and you feel like, oh, I can be myself. I don't have to be the hero or providing solutions to somebody's problem. I can just be, you know? So that's how we keep it alive for me.
Li important pour quitter mon nan bi mon nan sa mon nan remen. Si c'est yon pas nuit li si la fait TikTok li. Pas dire that's it you know on TikTok. Let the person be the person. I mean, that's what I do. Yeah. Moi, madame tout fait même bagarre là. Ça moi meilleur qui donne. If I'm watching my basketball game and then I said, babe, I'm gonna be upstairs while you're watching your show.
Kevin would say that's self-care. Because you're watching your stuff. That's self-care.
Yes. And watch my basketball game. And after the basketball game, then we can nap. Yeah. So we have no problem. Yeah. It's come like automatic now. So we don't have to argue. We don't have to talk about it. It just happened.
Yeah. Wow, I mean, that's a whole other podcast with the love language. I promise it's coming. Yeah. But I feel like that's a very important factor. Knowing the love language of your partner and understanding it also changes too, based on the season that you are in. So all of those things are important. And I love that. La communauté noire, you know, nous connaissons les petits marchés too,
yes, right? We do.
Vacationing, Bahamas, or even, you know, the kids now. I'm teaching, you know, my parents, nobody la cruise, you know, because that's important.
That's right.
Because, you know, I think it's important because I'm hearing that a lot now too. It's like, oh, I'm not doing my but I don't want not even 1 year in that character.
No.
So it's not just the number. It's what is the
quality
of that. Okay.
I was with your dad this morning. He was telling me about the cruise.
The cruise.
Yeah, he loved it.
He loved it. And we had to convince them for that cruise. I'm like, it's not a tea bottle. You be at the cruise, you don't even feel it.
Oh, you like it. He told me about it. He told me about it.
Yeah. So we encourage people, like you said, 3 days. And we are in Florida right now. But, you know, one thing I love when it comes to cruises, I'll see people flying. Right
now.
You know, and even I'll tell the adult children now, our parents, there's a lot of things we have to teach them because, you know, you'll never, right? But no just to see what it's like, just to keep hope alive. So I think these are great things.
That's true.
So I do have one last question before we get to the fun part. Gen mariage mwen ki kaze pou peut-être parce que l'autre monde involved. How important is boundaries when it comes to marriages?
So I think boundaries are very important and they need to be put in place so that I know where I can go or what I can't not do. I know that that was one of the first things before we even got married. It was like, if I have an issue with you, let's deal with it together. No outside people, and then no parents or anything like that, because I don't want to go and talk about what you did to me, to my parents, or what you did to me, to my best friend, or my brother, or my sister. Now they're looking at you a certain way, and here we are, we're back together, and we're just like back in line, and they still feel a certain type of way about you. I would rather we deal with the issue with the both of us, and then we don't let other people in. There's other kinds of boundaries that my husband and I have set. Like I've said before, like when he's doing counseling, if it's a woman, he's not doing the counseling by himself with this woman. Or I know a lot of his friends. He knows a lot of my friends.
Right.
We have each other's location. The phone is always almost like heads up. Like I have his code. He has my code. There's nothing that is a secret in between us, you know? So He knows what I like or what I could tolerate, and I know what he likes, and I would not make him upset and do things that he's not willing to be a part of, So that's how we keep the boundaries.
I remember what we did when we got married, right? We tried to find a house far away from the parents.
Yeah, but then after we had kids, we regret that. After we had kids, we regret that.
Yeah, after we have kids,
we
far away. Okay. So what we do, we learning each other. Mm-hmm. We don't need nobody around us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now it is 441 Palmetto.
441?
Yeah, it will take
almost Broward.
Yeah. It'll take mine, mom and dad. Technically 40 minutes to get there.
And I said back with you.
We never saw our parents for a good while.
See them. Yeah. Then après ça, I mean everything we do, we did, it's just like God telling us what to do. We listen to God. Mm-hmm. Et nous te dit tout, nous pas jamais dormi si nous fâchés à une autre. Nous devons sauver. You gotta pray together. If we have to pray together, how are we gonna be mad at
upset? Yeah,
that's so true.
So I say, you have to fix it quick.
Yeah.
So the trick is you have to pray together so you don't go to bed
mad.
Exactly.
Okay. And well, the word said don't let the sun go down on your anger, right? So even if we're upset with something, it's like, I have to pray with this man, and I want this prayer to go up. Oh Lord. Okay. So please put it on my heart, the things to say so we can solve this. And so we don't let our things fester. Squash it real quick. Right. And that's where the communication comes in, like good communication. And like for us, we've said it too. We learned how to disagree well.
Okay, that's gonna be a whole. Go ahead, tell the people because the lack of respect is on me. Yes,
we learned how to disagree well. So it doesn't mean that we agree on everything. It means like, okay, you see it your way. This is how I see it. Yeah. Let's agree that we'll never see it the way each other see it. So we agree to disagree. We do that so well, and it's worked out respectfully. Like, okay, that's the way you see it, but I'm not ever going to see it your way. Yeah. And it's okay if you have your own sports team, if you have your own political reach, if you have your own thing, but I'm never going to see it your way. And that's okay.
Comme nous te dit, nous habitons loin parents yo, and then nous gen secret non. We don't tell our parents. Parce que gen ba qui passe non les nous mariés. Si madame t'al dit parents ça, it will not be good for me. So j'ai not acheté un wall unit. Then I put all these wires in the back of the wall unit. Then one time we were watching TV, and then we heard a noise. And then Thamara said, "Go." And I said, "You go." And I'll go.
Can you imagine sending me to go look for a burglar or something?
Like 5 minutes later, and what's going on? And we went and hid in the bathroom. We called the police. The police came and then said, "Stay inside." We both in the bathroom.
And they went around the perimeter.
Then the police said, "Okay, it's safe now. No windows broken, no doors open. You can come out." Okay, they came out. The police came inside and looked everywhere. There's nothing. Okay, we went to bed. 10 minutes later, you know what it was? It was the wire that we put in the back of the wall sometimes, and then trying to adjust.
Each time the wires were coming down, it was making that noise. And I'm thinking it's a burglar. So I said to him, go see. And he tells me to go see. Can you imagine us telling our parents, like, he sent me out to go look for a burglar? A mess.
But now they know.
Now they know. Now they know.
I'm laughing because and I think that's like the friendship in marriage to me is like the cornerstone, right? Because it's just like the way you can make fun of things that happen or making fun of each other, things like that to me. And I love the boundary, like you mentioned, like you gonna forgive your spouse, but your friends and family are not going to do that. So that's a big boundary, even when it comes to like friendships. You mentioned that, right? Making sure your spouse know who your friends are, or even trusting you to make the right friends so it doesn't interfere with your marriage or anything like that. So I think that that's a very important thing, So
yes, it is.
How do you guys feel?
We feel great, actually. I mean, this is the 29th year, and our children are adult children now. Now, also, we're seeing a lot of death of like, as we get older, people we knew are getting sick and things like that. So it's forcing us to enjoy each other more, to enjoy life more. We're not doing as much of the doing of like kids, giving baths and things like that. So when we come home, we're intentional about having dinner together. And, pastors, they like to talk. So, as he's telling, the stories and he's talking, me being intentional and present to listen. So our partnership now is different, but I feel like it's more beautiful. Like before, you could say, "Oh, I love somebody," but now we've been through the sickness, the having children, the financial ups and downs, and things like that, and we still enjoy and love each other. So I think thank God we're healthy enough to enjoy the bonus now.
I love that. And then maybe that will be the closing out with the question. For somebody who's struggling in their marriage, what advice would you give them to stay? As long as there's no, safety first.
Safety first.
Promote safety.
That's right. And Colleen, as someone who also promotes therapy, go to therapy together, walk together, keep the communication going together, fight for one another. Because imagine you've already spent all these years already. If it's not, like you said, abuse and things like that, try to see what we can do to love each other. And maybe you'll see like the version that you're loving now, or the version that you guys are building now, it's even better than the version you had before. Like you've worked so hard, do things together. I don't enjoy everything that he does, but I do things like I'll go to a Heat game. Am I a sports person? No. I'll watch at the end, at the finals. I'll watch like the footballs and things like that. But I'll go because he enjoys it. And there's things he does for me. Does he enjoy massages? I don't know. But he's done all the couples massages because I enjoy having a good massage. So maybe the version that you're building together, even if you are having problems, do things that will help you get out of that rut. Learn like, okay, we're not seeing each other, sexually. We're not seeing each other financially. We're not seeing, what is the problem? Figure out what we can do. Figure out, okay, we can solve it, both of us. Let's get a counselor. Let's get a therapist in. Let's get a pastor to help us and see where we can get to so we can have a successful team, a successful marriage.
L'important pour nous dire non, pour nous mettre bon Dieu avant. Dans le mariage, non? Et de vous mettre bon Dieu avant, ou même derrière, everything will be alright. Et que toujours penser que oui, nous aller ouais un counselor, nous aller ouais un monde qui a l'expérience, parler mais seulement c'est pas bon Dieu d'abord. Parce que nous-mêmes, nous pas bien counselor. C'est le counselor nous a gagné, c'est bon Dieu. Et lui vraiment montrer nos chemins, and then we follow. Hey, here we are today.
I love that. And also too, I like a lot of the things you guys said too, and because I remember Michelle Obama said something about how she didn't like Barack Obama for a certain amount of years, and it kind of blew up. And I feel like everybody that's married understood what she meant, but understanding the season that she went,
I think
that's a big part of a lot of the time. Like I love how you say the older your marriage is maturing, the more fun you're having. And
Yeah.
I can say that for myself.
Yeah.
The beginning is a little tough. You're trying to get to know each other,
Right.
But as we keep getting older, we're
Yeah.
like, this is fun,
Yeah.
like so just keep weathering the storm,
That's right.
understanding the season. We know the kid season is a tough season. I don't know
Mm.
any parents that say, "Oh, that was the best season of my life,"
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
right? But that's where the support comes in, the communication comes in, the lack of letting things go, still loving on each other, understanding, that's her strength, that's his strength, right?
Right.
So that's how things keep coming in. So I really enjoy you guys today. But before we leave, y'all know my favorite segment. A lot of people's favorite segment.
What is it?
Our sip of self care is coming up. I didn't tell you guys what it was.
Toast.
We're gonna toast soon. So go grab your cup, come back. We have something special for you. So we're currently cheering with one another. You guys know my sip of self care. People love this segment, by the way, and even if I want to get rid of it, it's too late now. So what I want to talk about is love in action, right? It's one thing that we talk about, those beautiful segment, all these things that we talk about, but I always like to practice what I preach, right? So one thing I got a lot of some emails about is complimenting your spouse. So I want you both, if somebody wants to compliment their spouse, how do you compliment Fafa, and how Fafa does, do like the exercise, for those who struggle with, let's say a new mom that's struggling with her body, or, how do you give your spouse a compliment?
Well, when he is as him and he like thanks me for doing something that I naturally do, and I'm like, oh, you're welcome. To him, it's like I come from work too. It's like almost like I don't have to, but I always do. But he feels like he has to tell me thank you. But I compliment him in the way he looks and the things that he does. He's such a good dad to our girls. He provides for us. He's such a spiritual leader as well. I'll have a hard day or a hard morning. He'll say, "Oh, before you leave, before you close the door, let me pray for you." He prays for me and he covers me. So that's the way I compliment him.
That was so beautiful. Fafa.
But well, la façon moi complimenter madame moi, c'est commencer par beauté extérieure. Les belle de on capable ça.
She
C'est
is.
beautiful
Oh,
lady.
She's a hottie.
Oh,
When I
please.
first saw her, I was like, "Who's this beautiful woman?" True story.
I'm blushing.
Là que moi t'as pas le marié, me dit, pour être avec un seul monde pour tout le temps, all my life. C'est ça que t'es dans la tête. Moi, et puis après ça, avec le temps, bien après apprendre que si regarde, pour moi, je me plus belle chaque jour. Plus la âgée, c'est plus la plus belle. Et moi, toujours complimenter pour façon de habiller, et genre que lui parler avec, lui fait make me feel like I'm a man. And then, moi content ça. Et puis, lui fait mon respecter. You cannot say anything wrong about me. You go bench your down, even though I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You can say anything about me, but don't come for my hubby, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mama Bear comes out.
Yeah, moi apprécier j'aime.
Yeah.
Moi-même tout, moi-même tout. Et je pense que chaque fois que je regarde, c'est moi la plus belle.
It's true.
Et pas gagner, mais tout ça le fait, tout ça le mettre sous lui, il fait bagaille bien.
Okay.
La bagaille fait bien, non?
C'est vous-même qui faites bien.
Non, il fait bagaille bien. Et I'm very happy to have her in my life. And then I will do it again. And then I'm a prier bon Dieu pour toujours rester comme ça.
Amen. Amen.
This was beautiful. And for those of you who are at home, this is a great opportunity to watch your, whether it's a spouse, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a child, whichever it is, it's important to tell the people in your life how, important it is to compliment them about the little things. I know for me, I've been married for 14 years and I'm so thankful. When I don't feel well, my husband always, brings me my little coffee. He's so attentive. So Matthew, if you watch, I know you're gonna be watching this. I do love you and I appreciate everything you do. So this was me practicing that. So please grab your partner and give her or him a compliment, no matter how small it is. It's very important.
Yes.
And we'll be back. Cheers!
Cheers!
So thank you, Fafa. Sorry, Pastor Fafa. Soon to be Dr. Fafa. You know, when you grow up with people, it's hard. Thank you, Pastor Fafa, Sir Thamara or Thamara. I just, I had so much fun today.
I did too.
This might be two part. I don't even know. Like, it was such a great conversation, and I'm so glad I made the right choice bringing you both. I've learned so much myself just by having this conversation. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for being my special guest. I am I so appreciate you both for so much. Fafa, it's because of you. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm still shy. Fafa was believing me. Every drag me, make you up
Right.
Right.
How you can do it.
You can do it.
All of these stuff, growing up in the church, watching you are a mentor to me. Till this day, I go to church. I'm like, oh no, you don't do that. Don't summarize. They've already done what they're supposed to do. So I'm thank you for being a big part of my success story and being here. I appreciate that. And I know you both have a podcast, which I love watching. It's a great podcast, especially on Haïtien or parler Creole. They do it in Kringlish. That's what I love. I'm trying to get there.
Right.
So it's a great way to learn a lot about the church. But I'm not gonna say anything about it. I'm gonna have them take the floor. If you love them as I love them, make sure you subscribe to their podcast. But I'm gonna have them take it away. If people want to reach out to you, what do you guys do? What kind of services? Take it away.
Well, we have a podcast on YouTube, and it's Generational Faith Ministry or Generational Faith. You'll find us on YouTube, and we drop a session every week. Every Saturday, we drop a session, and we have like shorts during the week just to encourage people. And what our podcast is about, we talk about everything around faith and everything around like living with families and things like that. We have things about dating God's way. We just want to reach the generations because we are Christians, but we are still living this life. So what are some things we can do to live this life a little bit easier? What are some things we can do when we're dating? What are some things we can do around finances? What are some things we can do when we're speaking, when we use our words? So some things that are taboo that we don't have time to speak about in church, we speak about all these things in the podcast, things that deals with relationship, families, things that deals with marriage, all those things that deals with life around the Christian faith.
Oh, wait.
Anything, Papa?
Well, Thamara dit tout.
Okay.
Nous t'as apprécié nous qui participent avec nous. And check our podcast. C'est Generational Faith. Because if you to type Generational Faith Ministry, then introduction, and then you see our picture showing.
Yeah. And Colin can put the link in the bio.
Yeah. I will link them with it so it's easier to find. But you guys can always reach out to me.
You find Colin, you'll find us.
Pretty much. So thank you both. I can't wait to have you back again.
Thank you for having us. We had a nice conversation and it was fun.
I'm glad you had fun. So thank you guys. So make sure you continue to follow us, subscribe to our channel. We have so much more coming in. So many wonderful guests I have lining up for you, everybody. So thank you for supporting, and I cannot wait to see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.